Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Tuesday evening. I'm back at work tomorrow. Am I ready? No. Do I have plans? Oh yes. I am having plans to try and keep everything where it should be this year, because let's be honest, it's not going to get any easier this year, certainly not for the first half, I'm thinking. And to try and keep myself on track, I want to make sure that I am taking a goodie bag into work, so that even if I don't have lunch or if something goes wrong, that we've got snacks just in case. I want to make sure I have a proper breakfast. I need to try and keep my costs as tight as possible, because best will in the world, I'm not able to shop at the reduced section very often. My nearest supermarket that has a decent reduced section is 10 miles away. Now, it's not financially viable for me to drive 10 miles just in case I manage to catch something that's decently reduced after work. It's just not worth it. So my headset this year has to be being prepared and make sure that I have stuff in the house to have a decent breakfast. Make sure that I have stuff in the house to either take with me for lunch or to have here for lunch that I can do almost instantly, because I'm very time limited if I come home at lunchtime. And my focus also has to be on making sure I take stuff out of the freezer for dinner. Making sure that I batch cook at the weekends, because obviously I'd prefer not to be batch cooking after a day at work. So the weekends is normally my batch cooking day or time. And that's really my focus now that I'm sort of getting back into my work head again, and I'm sitting here thinking, I need to make sure I do this and I need to do that, and the first thing I need to do is this and blah blah blah. So the work head's starting to come back on, and the way to make it easier on myself for getting through this next 6 months or so, when prices are still going to be up, inflation, alright, it might come down, but it's still not going to be down to the 2% that we were used to in the next 6 months, I don't think. So food, energy, fuel, it's still going to be more expensive than we were used to a couple of years ago. And I need to make sure I've budgeted for that. And I need to make sure that I'm not rushing about being last minute, panicky. I think Kathleen says something, that phrase, there would be nothing done if it wasn't for the last minute. That is me so much most of the time. But I really want to be not just prepared as in having a prepper pantry, but prepared as in, there's my bag for work. It's got, for tomorrow, for example, I know it's going to have a couple of packets of Butterkist, because Kathleen got me them for Christmas, so they're coming in the bag with me. It'll probably have a sandwich, just in case, because am I coming home for lunch or am I not? I'm not quite sure. So I'll take a sandwich just in case. It will have a couple of packets of super noodles that are just going to get stashed in the office, mainly for emergency lunches if required, but also for my colleagues in case they haven't got something. I like to just have a couple of things just in case. But I want to make sure that I have got my days prepared, my food prepared, and that I'm not trying to chase my tail. Because being prepared for work means that when I come home at night, I can relax. And what I'm hoping for is that when I come home from work, I will have taken something out of the freezer the night before. Which reminds me, I'm just going to go and do that any second now once I finish this video. I'm going to take out tomorrow night's dinner from the freezer. And tomorrow's lunch, says her just remembering, is the remains of the bolognese that I had tonight for dinner. So that is just a case of microwaving it. So that's fine. I'll take that into work with me. But I want to make sure that if I can, when I come in from work, all I need to do is microwave something or put it in the air fryer, and I'm done. Because having had, a whole week off work, I think I might get a bit of a culture shock going back, because it's going to be busy. And my brain's going to be going at very high speed. So, as well as being prepared as a whole, I want to be prepared for going back to work. So that no matter what happens, even if we're really, really slammed, we've got snacks there, we can keep going, we can get through it, and the first day back will get done. So yeah, there's my plan. So I hope you've had a good day, and if you're back to work today or tomorrow, I hope it goes for as well as it can be expected, and I hope you recover quickly. I'll catch you later.